What's going wrong at Manchester United? Is it Solskjaer's tactics or a lack of quality in the squad? Newcastle won Manchester United 0, a tactical analysis. Before this video starts, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you get notified when we upload a video. Also check out some of our previous uploads, including our tactical analysis of how Diego Simeone is tactically reinventing Atletico Madrid and our statistical comparison of Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial as centre forwards. Solskjaer lined up his side in a familiar 4-2-3-1 with De Gea in goal, Dalot at right back, Ashley Young at left back, Tuanzebe and Maguire at centre back, McTominay and Fred playing as a double pivot in midfield with Pereira on the right, Daniel James on the left and Mata playing in behind Marcus Rashford. Steve Bruce set up Newcastle in a 5-4-1 with Dubravka in goal, Charles Lascelles and Kieran Clark at centre back, with Williams at left wing back, DeAndre Yedlin as a right wing back, and a midfield double pivot of Matty and Sean Longstaff with Almiron on the right, Saint-Maximin on the left and Joe Linton up top. From the start of the match, Newcastle set off Manchester United in a deep block 5-4-1, allowing the centre-backs Maguire and Tuanzebe to have the ball. Both McTominay and Fred were sitting very deep in front of the Newcastle midfield, when instead one of them should have played as a single pivot whilst the other moved higher up the pitch in behind Sean and Matty Longstaff. This would have allowed Maguire to move forward with the ball, dribbling into the Newcastle half and potentially committed the Newcastle midfielders, which would have opened up space for the likes of Mata and Pereira to receive the ball in. Instead, United's midfield five fell into the same routine they've been playing in for the last few weeks, staying rigidly in their positions, with James stretching the pitch on the left but not making any runs in behind his fullbacks, and Mata trying to find space directly in between the lines before dropping deep to get on the ball. Whilst Newcastle defended well, they weren't really in any danger of being pulled apart. United lacked any sort of ability to advance a play on the right side, with Pereira moving very narrow, meaning that when Dalot had the ball on the right side, he was forced to play backwards most of the time. On the other side, Ashley Young never received the ball on his back foot and rarely ever moved forward with the ball. All of this led to United shifting the ball from right to left of the back six without being able to play any penetrating passes into the forward line. Fabian Schär, the right-sided centre-back, would push ahead of his back line when the ball was on United's left in order to close down the space in behind Matty Longstaff, where Mata would try to move into to get on the ball. Newcastle looked like the better side in the attacking third. It was clear that they were trying to isolate Dalot against Maximin on the left side by shifting the ball out to him and allowing him to take on Dalot in a one-on-one situation. Whilst Dalot did do pretty well in this encounter most of the time in the first half, Newcastle still looked dangerous when Saint-Maximin was able to advance the attack into the United box. In the second half, Andy Carroll was brought on and subsequently Newcastle started to play more direct from back to front. After United's best attacking outlet, Diego Dalot, came off injured, Tuanzebe was moved to right back and Marcus Rojo replaced him at centre back. This really did nullify any sort of attacking threat that United had out wide, as they now had two fullbacks who couldn't dribble with the ball forward or pick out a forward pass. The main issue with United's offensive plan is and has been throughout the season, lack of movement from the midfield double pivot. Playing against a Newcastle side who counter with the two wide players, there is no need to play two deep line midfielders, especially when the fullbacks aren't advancing up the channels, thereby not leaving space in behind them for the midfielders to cover. Solskjaer's tactical changes extended to switching the wide players Pereira and James, which showed no imagination or creativity. Greenwood was brought on far too late and Gomez didn't even get on the pitch. Newcastle's midfield four was excellent on the other hand, with both the Longstaff brothers reading the game excellently to cut out the passing lanes into the half spaces, and when Newcastle were able to hit United on the break, the ball back to Matty Longstaff enabled him to drill the ball past De Gea. Solskjaer should have moved to a back three when Dalot got injured, bringing on Chong and using him and James as the wing backs, as this would have given United more advanced width and stretched Newcastle's midfield a bit more. Fred was absolutely useless. He was under no pressure in the centre of midfield but almost refused to play a forward pass, let alone an incisive pass into players in between the lines, and taking 3 or 4 touches at one time in the process. Overall, the game wasn't very tactically sophisticated, with Newcastle sitting off routinely in a deep block counter-attacking 5-4-1, Manchester United using their 4-2-3-1, which has no attacking movement from midfield and is positionally rigid throughout the game, making it easy for Newcastle to just sit in their shape and soak up pressure. This game really exemplifies that Solskjaer does lack any sort of attacking plan. United are playing the same system over and over again and there's very little tactical changes throughout the match. Whilst the squad is shocking for a side that wants to be competing for those Champions League places, Solskjaer's system and shape and style of play are really compounding the situation, and a loss against Liverpool could prove to be Solskjaer's last game. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.